Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Let's Play Imperium Galactica. Now, before we're actually going to do something, I'm going to load, I'm going to pause, because there's something you people should know, which I absolutely forgot about, and I'm now going to show you right away, before we do anything else. There are a few things you should notice in the Send Message tab of your bridge. There are three things: the spy report, the virus infection report, and the request of reinforcements. So, I totally forgot about this part. There's two ways, which was also posted down in the comments in the previous video, but just in case you're not checking that, I'm going to just explain those two little ways that can happen and will happen. So, you have a first virus infection, which I think I've shown in, let me quickly check in what video that was. In video number 9. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably should check video number 9 of Imperium Galactica. So in video number 9, I was showing you the occurrence of a virus infection on the planet New Caroline, which is part of the story element. However, once you have finished the virus infection, you can then report to the colonel down here and tell him, yeah, hey, we've got a virus infection, so we better check it out. And he will then give you some Hubble telescopes or Hubble satellites to detect the virus transmitters, or virus groups, or transports if you will, when the second virus infection hits the colonies. However, stupid as I was, I did not send the report to the colonel, so the second virus infection happened, and, well, there was nothing really I could do about it because I didn't think about these sending reports. So this time around, I'm going to send this message now. We're still at the same time span that we were before, so I didn't change anything in the actual display of the timeline. But this time we're going to send the message right away, so I'm not forgetting about it. And we're also sending about the spy report, so we're up to date. So let's start with the virus infection, and then I will explain to you some of the things that will now happen and might not happen.
Yes, Captain, what is it?
Commander, a planet has been infected by a virus. Could our enemies be testing new biological weapons in our area?
Our reconnaissance leads us to think so. Similar cases were reported from other sectors. However, transport units were also seen there. We've recently developed new sensors that can detect virus carriers. I will dispatch some to you. Your task is still to eliminate the virus carrier units. Keep me informed of your progress.
So that's number 1, and now number 2.
Well, we have asked the psychologist to give you a routine examination. However, in no way did we give her an order to search your room. This is simply not true. I will settle this matter with her personally. Don't worry. All you have to do is keep up the good work, Captain.
He sounds like a politician, really. We'll take care of that. You don't have to worry about it. And 2 years later, your country is even less good than it was before. But no matter. Also, you can request reinforcements. Let's do that.
All right. I will send ships from the reserve.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yay, more reinforcements for the fleet.
Starman.
And that consists, I believe, of some fighters. And I think 2 destroyers or something like that. So we're actually well prepared right now. So, back to the initial talking about viruses and stuff. So you can ignore the virus infection, not send the message at all, which will give you a little bit more time to prepare for the upcoming ranks and phases of the game. However, I'd like to point out that I really don't like this approach, because I'd like to destroy the virus infected or the virus carriers as soon as possible, so there is no third spread of the virus. Because this time around, a third spread will happen. I'm pretty sure about this because I try to do this off-screen for once and see if I actually can get these Hubble telescopes still, Hubble satellites still in the mission, and I can. But however, a third infection will happen. So today I'm going to show you the third infection. I'm going to show you that it's probably a little bit more annoying than the first two, because it will spread on 2 planets and not just one. However, what I also like to point out is that in this episode I'm going to focus on building up my fleet a lot more than it previously was. So I'm trying to get as many destroyers and as many upgraded destroyers actually as I can,
Produced.
because this is very important.
Equipment.
So I'm going to add more destroyers to my
New
fleet,
ship added. New ship added.
and once we can
Bridge.
actually do, oopsie,
Star map.
and once we have actually done that,
Items produced.
we are going to, well, just try to keep our fleet alive as best we can, really. So right now our income is about 20,000,
Equipment.
which is equivalent to producing
Production.
around 2 destroyers per day, which is absolutely okay. We'll get more destroyers once we reach the phase of where we can get them.
Items produced.
But for the
Equipment.
time being, also when you add more than 9 destroyers,
ship
this
added.
happens. You will then have 10 stacked up destroyers in your whole fleet.
New ship added.
Now to cycle through these destroyers, you can left click to cycle forward and right click to cycle backwards. Also that's possible to go from 11 to 1 and from 1 to 11 this way. So we can have a maximum of, as you can see down here, we have a maximum of 25 ships, including this cruiser here, in this fleet. A maximum of 30 fighters per type, but we just want to add these fighters here. So we now have 13 out of 30 per type, which is good. So we're now going to scroll through these individual ships and add light shields. You can also cycle through these ships by pressing enter on the numpad. This makes cycling through them much easier if you have lots of stuff to equip. And also I'd like to point out that I'm going to equip laser weapons onto my cruisers and destroyers. So we'll add these laser weapons to them. And I'm also trying to prepare to build a few laser weapons at some point.
Production.
So now I'm going
Equipment.
to...
Production.
was right. But I'm going to add these things here, the
Added to
lasers.
production list.
We don't have any guns yet, but we have missiles
Added to production list.
and bombs,
Added to production
light
list.
tanks,
Added
and the
to
radar car,
production
which we
list.
actually don't need.
Added to production
We'll
list.
increase the importance to 100% each. And then, going back to the star
Bridge.
map, oh actually the bridge, and accelerate time again. Actually got
Production.
production list, since we already need that anyway. Alright, money income, 1, 2 destroyers, go. We don't have to worry too much about anything really, but the problem now is that we need to be wary
Items produced.
about something that will happen
Star
quite
map.
soonish,
Equipment.
which will be a new virus
New
infection
ship
that
added.
will be spreading
New
quite
ship
soon.
added.
So I'm going to
Star
do the
map.
following. Actually, I could have stayed there. I'm going to split up my fleet now.
Split.
It will be a
fleet.
temporary split. I'm not going to do this all the time. So we'll be splitting this up. 5 destroyers, which is everything we actually need. I'm not going to name this accordingly to our normal fleet type namings, because it's gonna be temporary really. So I'm naming temp fleet, yeah, I know it's not very creative, but still. We don't need more than that. And we also need to split
fleet.
these fighters. You will see why in a bit. I'm just gonna name it fighters. So we know that's the fighters, obviously.
Star map.
So we're gonna take 10th Fleet and move it to New Caroline. We're gonna take the US Acropolis and move it to Centrinum. And we can also switch to fleets up here. So we're gonna equip the fighters and move them to here. You will see why I do this in just a minute. Possibly. I'm not sure when it will happen, but it will happen. Trust me. Alright, 2 more destroyers need to be built. And back to star map. And go. Now I'm going to speed up this part a little bit more than previously, so we don't lose that much time with just looking at the screen and just talking. But
Items produced.
right now we're actually quite okay with ships. We're fine with planets. We're fine with factories and all that good stuff.
Production.
And now we can actually add 3 of them, which is awesome.
Bridge.
Oops,
Star
let's
map.
go here.
Message on the bridge.
Right, there's another message coming in. Oh, I think I'm too soon with that splitting up. Oh well.
And armed transport will be in need of assistance as it passes your sector. Be warned, a lot of people are after the cargo. Let me remind you, this ship's cargo must reach its destination. Do not fail me.
I won't be, Colonel Douglas. The problem, however, is now that I've split up my fleet already. So, again, I'm an idiot a little bit. Centurion does have a
Colony.
military spaceport, doesn't it? Does it, please? Trader? Not very good.
Star map.
Oh well, we do have enough time to assemble our fleet again once this cutscene is over, hopefully. But enjoy! There's the transport. Right, so we are going to move our fleet back here. Actually follow this one and move here. We have enough time, the transport is quite slow.
Equipment.
So we're gonna
New ship added.
add more destroyers to
New ship
it.
added. Star map. Equipment.
Pause.
Join fleet.
Join the fleets. Really, I'm kind of an idiot
Star
to do
map.
this, but there we go. Quickly move to the money transport so it doesn't get attacked and destroyed or captured.
Items produced.
22,000. That's good.
Colony.
Now I do
Production.
want to produce more cruisers, destroyers. I mean, so we can add 2 more. That leaves us with 3.
Equipment.
Now we can have a maximum of 25, so we then have to produce 4 more.
Star map.
That sounds about good and right. So this escort will take a few days for the transport to reach St. Sterling. But before it actually reaches that space, it will be attacked by Gorthox. So we need to fend up the Gorthox yet again.
Items produced.
But I think we're quite well prepared for that, trust me. We are good and well equipped. Now we should be gaining a little bit more income. Indeed we do.
Production.
Right, 2 more destroyers coming up.
Bridge. Star
2.
map.
And go. Actually, I could
Production.
probably add some light shields already.
Equipment. Star map.
Let's go. So the Gorthox should attack momentarily before we reach the planet. There we go. I'm going to switch back to this single thingy. And you should choose a tactic where the transport is in the back of your army, like this. Because if the transport gets destroyed, the game is over. Yes, it will be over. You don't have a chance to, well, just explain it to the Colonel. You will end the game right there. So try not to. We're going to talk to them first. However, that won't make much of a difference now, will it? Yeah. And you may live. Nope. They want to dance. They can have a dance. Let's attack. Get these fighters, since they are so willingly to die anyway, first. Now these bombs, however, they can mean a little bit of trouble for us. If we're not careful. We might lose one destroyer. But for some reason they are retreating already. Ah, we'll lose a destroyer anyway. Alright, stop moving. It's not important. They can flee whatever they want to do, but we've destroyed all their ships. And then they would move anyway. So you can destroy them, or you can just try not to lose anything and just let their bombs go off. I'm not sure why they actually retreated, but well, we're fine. The transport's safe. We're safe. Our job is safe. Our hide is safe. We're absolutely fine. So now moving back to Achilles.
Items produced.
And get some more destroyers into our
New
fleet.
ship added.
Now we can
New
only
ship
add
added.
3 more.
Production.
So let's go to production.
Items produced.
And add 2 more destroyers. Add 1 more light shield.
Equipment.
And add some
New
more
ship
guys.
added. Items produced. Items produced.
Alright.
New ship added. Star map.
Now, this should happen now momentarily. I'm not going to split up my force yet again, because for some reason I was stupid enough to do it before. So let's make it 5. And let's go here. And again, name it Temp Fleet.
Star map.
And let's move Temp Fleet to Temp Location, New Caroline. And move the US Acropolis to Central. Go. Should be happening pretty soon. What I'm waiting for is the new virus attack, by the way. If you didn't catch my meaning. So,
Equipment.
we have 2 more destroyers on board. No, we actually don't.
Production.
And let's add 2.
Equipment.
And
Production.
add 2 more light shields. Go back to the
Star
stomach and accelerate time. I'm not too worried about not building any buildings right now, because the main problem now will be the virus infection, not any attacks or anything.
Items produced.
So the destroyer is done. And actually we could
Equipment.
probably...
Items produced.
Nope, there's no spaceport,
Star
too
map.
bad. Oh well, not a problem. I'll do that later on. Gonna add them together. 24,000.
Equipment.
That is good.
Production.
So we now can add, let's see, we've got 5 light shields. How many can we produce? 8. That's 13. If we don't need that much, we can then try to sell them off anyway. But I also want to build some lasers. At least 2 anyway.
Star map.
Not many, but still better than none. So we're just patiently waiting on something to happen.
Items produced.
Doop, 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 doop. I'm wondering actually why nothing's happening. Maybe after the armed transport, a few days afterwards, the virus infection will come. Normally it should be.
Equipment. Production.
So we need 1 more destroyer, and then we're done with it. Let's produce 500 Q13. Let's make it 14, and do the rest into lasers.
Star map.
Go.
Items produced.
I have to
Bridge.
view something. This is alright, isn't it? Yeah. Right.
Star map.
Go on.
Message.
There we go. Now the virus infection is on Centronome and on New Caroline again.
Bridge.
So, tell me about it.
Virus infections are plaguing us. You must come to help us to quarantine this planet immediately.
Yep, and the problem now is that 2 planets have been infected by that. So we need to take care of Centronome and of... Oops, that will be interesting to do. Yeah, I think this should be alright. Of Centronome and of New Caroline. So we'll have a little bit more of space talking stuff. Yeah, I can't speed this up unfortunately, so we have to talk with every single ship not to land on this planet. Well, this one's gonna be a very patient one and returns to where it came from. Or not land on this planet anyway. Yeah, normally the people, if they do not come from the planet, are quite easy to scare away. Yes, he tells that he has a vaccine on his ship, but it's not true. Don't trust anyone. Don't trust anyone. Yep. Bye-bye. We do not care about these excuses. We cannot let them just land on the planet. It would be irresponsible otherwise anyway. We can just take the ship close, but it's working. So yeah, this is a little bit tedious talking to all the ships, but it's part of the game. And as I've also said in a few different videos before in other games, I'm not going to cut out boring parts, because this is part of the game. And if people do not see what's part of the game and say, wow, that's actually pretty darn boring, I can say, okay, I've shown you that. You agree with me, probably, that this is quite boring, but, well, we have to do what we have to do. We're a commander, we're in space, we need to do things. And sometimes doing that is talking like a bureaucratic badass and telling people not to do things. I can do better than that. So if the game is telling me, hey, you need to do this, I'm going to do it. I'm not too worried about it. And besides, they're all caring and saying thank you, so we're a good-hearted two-shoes and we love to do these things, don't we? Oh yeah. So, these people, well, the one coming from the planet, which should not happen, of course, because he needs to return home. And I'm going to have a zip of apple juice while we're at it. This Governor McAllison seems to be a really omnipotent person, always saying that people can leave when they can't and all that good stuff. But I'm not too worried about it. To upset this guy. You have to return? I'm sorry. Don't shoot. Run away. Alright. Go back then. So we'll get a chance to upgrade our fleet not too long from now on. So hopefully I can show you that. I'm going to let these other ships land on the planet because I'm not too worried about them going off somewhere else. Yeah, they can fly between these planets, I don't care about that. Actually, I could have just pulled all my guys over here so they don't leave these planets. But hey. Alright, so let's have a look on the colony information screen for a moment.
Colony information.
And see if we really need somewhere anything. Oh, we could use some housing here.
Buildings.
So let's build a prefab housing. Bam.
Buildings.
And we could probably build a weapons factory here as well. Since we do have enough cash for that right now. We should do this. We cannot build it here. Cannot build it here. Oh, we can build it here. That's good. How much energy do we have? 3,000.
Buildings.
How much does that need?
Colony information.
Another. Oh, we actually can build a fusion plant, so let's build a fusion plant. So I can show you the difference between a nuclear power plant and a fusion plant. It will take a lot longer to build, but it's worth the cost. I think we can build a fusion plant here later on too. Good. So we keep it like that for now. Yeah, virus on Centronome, virus on New Caroline, and we're fine on Achilles for the moment.
Star map.
So let's continue our business. And now we'll get what I hoped for. We'll get the Hubble 2 satellites that can detect the virus carriers. Which is what we need. I actually love these sequences because they're very nice and very good, in my opinion. Like speeding on solids. Now I've got Hubble 2s on this planet, and immediately after that...
Items produced.
Let's wait for it. There we go. Now we have a huge increased radar range, as you can see. And this here is the virus transport. There's two things I'd like to know, or tell you to. The first one is do not attack this one too close to the planet Garthok 4, because that will be very painful for your fleet if you do that. Unless you do it like I do, where we have a few fighters. So, let's destroy that virus carrier, shall we? Also, let's build some more lasers while we're at it. We've got 14 shields, 18 lasers. Let's build the maximum so we can.
Star map.
So, let's attack. And then this will happen. Okay, we're actually far off to the corner. That's good. Virus carriers, prepare to die. And their response is beep beep beep. Oh well, they seem to don't care that much about them being destroyed, so we're just gonna take care of them. That's number one. That's number two. And that's number three. And success! Virus carriers have been destroyed. Yeah. Alright. So gonna move the fighters back to Achilles. And for some reason we've detected Planet Center 16. Wherever that is. Probably somewhere up to the north of this screen that we cannot see right now. So let's speed this up quickly. And also, let's build more weapons factories on planets that we need. On this, for example. Energy is fine. So let's build a weapons factory. Place it here, probably. Yep.
Star map.
So let's go. Just want to see the end of the virus infection. Attack this ship so it doesn't get off the planet. Nope, you're not carrying sick people. And even if you do, you do not have clearance to leave. They always try to whittle their way out of this, but not with me. I have no emotional chip. This is logical choice. So turn back. Yes, I know, I'm responsible for the consequences, blah blah blah. But you will return now anyway, my friend. I will not let you go. No way. So this should actually be one of the last few
Incoming
things.
message.
There we go. Now we're gonna move all our fleets back to Achilles for now.
Bridge.
And I'm gonna pause this and tell New Caroline the infection stopped.
It looked like we weren't going to make it through this mess, but we managed to survive despite the challenges. Resistant viruses are really tough. You are the one we need to thank. I hope we won't need you again.
I actually wonder how many times you can do this virus infection thingy. Probably just then 5 planets and you have to do it sometime. But now we can tell the Colonel. Carriers terminated. Yeah.
I got a positive ID on the carriers, sir. They've been neutralized.
Well done. Congratulations.
For some reason I think his hand motion meant something like, okay, do not overestimate this victory, but move on. So, for now, I'm going to reassemble my fleet at the preset coordinates. And once we've done that,
Equipment.
join the fleets.
Star map. Equipment.
And once we've done that,
Join fleet.
we can finally make every... Oops, I think I need one more destroyer. Actually, I think I've
You
produced
should
too
have
many
it.
destroyers. Okay,
Production.
we're gonna leave them here. Can I actually sell them? I don't know. It's possible, I suppose, but... Oh well, it doesn't matter for me right now. So, we finally
Star
defended the colonies from any more virus attacks. We've managed to strike at a significant amount of damage against the Garthox because their virus bombs have now been destroyed. And when we come back, folks, we'll be fighting a war. I'll tell you that. And a war that is going to be hard for the United Federation of Humans. Or whatever their name is. So, see you then, folks.